Welcome to part 2 of the Luthier's Lair series on the Gazzbass Ignition. Yeah. I called it that so I don't get sued, because it's a sort of a replica of the Hofner Ignition HH 500 series bass guitar, short scale that Mr. McCartney used to play. So in the first part you saw the finish getting done and everything. Now we're going to get really into it, completely finish it, polish it, get the electronics in and get it playing. And let's see what transpires. I hope it's nice. It might not be. We'll see. Let's go and take a look, shall we? Yes, it's all messy in here. I've actually polished the front and the back of the Gazzbass Ignition, and what I'm doing now is I'm scraping the bindings. I've flat sanded the sides to 2000 grit. That's all I actually needed for the front and back as well. It turned out very well. I'll show you the polishing if you want, but to scrape the binding, get an extremely sharp blade, extremely sharp, and just clean it up. See? That's what comes off. Just tiny shavings, tiny amounts. Scrape it. There's a nice sharp line. And always when you're scraping binding with a blade anyway, like this, put the blade like this, don't put it in like that. Put it like that, nice and smooth, okay? That way you'll get a beautiful edge and you will not scrape the paint. Whether it be clear coat paint or colour paint, it's all paint. Remember that. It's just paint. So bear that in mind. Clear coat does have not any special powers. No special powers. It's not a superhero. It's nothing. So be very careful. We've gone round. We get beautiful edges. There you go. So look at that. See, that's dull right now, but this isn't dull. Ooh, that's shiny, yes. Oh my god. Anyway, very shiny. It's got fingerprints on it and stuff, but whatever. Now we polish the sides, and I might show you, I might not. I'm just that kind of guy, you know. There we go. Beautiful Hofner Ignition, man. Awesome. So, just finished buffing the sides. I've cleaned up all the polishing compound that got sprayed off of the sides. And there are the sides. There's the back. See? Polishing compound on that. Just buff that off. And with a cloth, we'll be fine. Ooh, that's a bit of a score. We'll buff that out. That's okay. Sides. So, sides look okay, right? Well, they're not really. On camera, they look okay, but they're not. So we're going to use this. Now the sides look okay. Okay. So continue to do that. Even just holding it by hand, so light, you know. And that stuff there. the remaining guff off it, as you can see. Looks nice, right? So, onwards and upwards. Awesome. Dum 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 dum. So, ready to assemble the electronics again on the Gazzbass Ignite. That's what I'm going to call it. And we have your basic Hofner Replica panel here, which nobody ever understands, and I don't really get the logic behind it either, but it's wired the way that a vintage Hofner would have been wired, just with some more modern components and stuff, with treble on, bass on, rhythm and solo. Of course, rhythm, when you do that, it lowers the volume by about 30%, but then what's the point of having volume controls on each pickup? You know, it's really bizarre, and is additional to sort of strengthen this, because it's flopping around a bit and it's not well insulated, so I'm going to put some insulation on here and there, and on here some shrink wrap, just to insulate it a bit better. And we'll just get that done right now, I guess. There we go. It's going to fall off. I'll put that there. Get the heat gun. Do not point it at the paint job. Correct. Watch for the temperature to go up here. And when it hits 735 Fahrenheit, I will. It's a blast. There you go. Just insulate that a bit better. This one right here. And we're done. Okay, let's get assembling it. So I have a wireless connection to my crap bass amp here, and it's actually on. I'm still getting some grounding issues here because the ground wire for the bridge and the tailpiece is not connected yet. Once that's connected, this will go away, but this is just a test. So I switch everything off. I'll get nothing. I've got both these volumes up, by the way. When you put it into solo mode, with the bass off and the treble off, you still get nothing, okay? And in rhythm mode. So let's keep it in rhythm mode, put the bass on, the front pickup should go on. Sorry. Yep. Sorry. Put the bass on. Sorry. The front pickup should go on. The neck pickup. Damn Hofner pickups. Okay. Switch that off. I put the treble on, which means the bridge pickup. Okay. Let's just reverse that again just to check. Yes. Correct. And then both on. And then volume 2 is this. Right? And volume 1 is this. That's just the way Hofner did it. German engineering at its finest, I believe. So everything's working. I've still got the protective plastic on the pickup rings here, and on the pick guard as well, the control panel guard. It's just a case of getting the tailpiece mounted. As you can hear, you can maybe hear that. That will be grounded to the tailpiece, and the strings and the bridge and all will make contact with it, and they'll all be good. So, next stage is to get the tailpiece in place. Get these pickups mounted properly as well, and adjusted. Brilliant. Okay, the Hofner style design of the ignition, the HH, is, pardon the pun, a little fiddly. Fiddly. Anyway, what you do is you release this piece here by adjusting these screws. It comes away from the actual support part of the tailpiece. Then you can slip in the ball end of the string like so. Okay, and you just let that go down like that. Okay, that's how you put the strings in the bridge. Otherwise, if you try to do it the other way, then it just doesn't work. So you keep them in place and you just screw that back in. A little bit. Hope you can see that, what I'm doing there. Push that back down. See that? You're going to get fingerprints all over if you don't wear gloves, and you shouldn't really wear gloves when you're doing the Hofners, because it really gets annoying if you do. Okay, just making sure that's finger tight. We'll tighten it up a little bit better later on. But now you're ready to fold the tailpiece forward, and you can see now you can string it. That's how they work. Weird, eh? Okay, so we've got the strings on. The bridge is kinda in place. Remember, with these basses it's a floating bridge, so you can move it around. Now the scale length of this particular bass is 30.25 inches. So I'm going to measure that. From the back of the nut and front of the nut, and then take an average. That's at 31. So I'm wanting it about here. And let's measure from the back of the nut. Sorry, I'm in the way. It's still too long there. It's long there. So it's about here. It's about where it goes. Okay. And I'm going to clamp that down basically by tuning the G, or tightening the G. Just half tension, sort of, and then the E as well, just sort of clamping it in place. Okay, I'm going to measure again. Seems like a lot of hassle, doesn't it? Alright, forward a little bit, and that's okay, we can adjust the intonation afterwards, but that's actually how you adjust the intonation on this, is you move the whole bridge. That's how you do it. Setup time. Okay, so usual setup. Get the capo, put it at fret 1, and of course I like to go to the 17th fret and get my 12th thou feeler gauge out, and we'll lift it up, 17th fret, 12th thou feeler, and the 7th fret should just slip through. Well, the neck is too straight, so we're going to have to slacken off the truss rod a little bit. Good job I kept the truss rod cover off, right? It should be lefty loosey, righty tighty, so let's go do that first, shall we? So let's play the truss rod game. Yeah, what size of a truss rod have I got in here? It's a 4mm. Oh, that's good. Completely forgot to put 4mm on this. Let's put this up here. Slide this back a bit actually. This contraption I made. There we go. Loosen that off a notch. Actually slacken these strings. Okay. A little bit more to go now. Okay. Let's tension these again. Okay. Semitone higher, of course, because we've got the capo on fret 1. Doesn't really matter that much. And 17th, 7th, and nearly there. Okay, I'm going to make final adjustments to this and I'll be back. Awesome. Okay, next nice. Neck relief is perfect now, but immediately I'm noticing now that I did that the string height is way too high. Way too high. Looks like 8/64 to me. Oh, 9/64. 9, 8, and 8. That's way too high. Now the only way to, and this is right down to the seat of its pants, the bridge. The only way to sort this is to re-engineer the bridge. So I'm going to take a bit off the bottom of the bridge, and the attachments here, I'm going to narrow that down a bit, by about 2 or 3 thousandths of an inch. Nice and even, keeps the contour of the body, and then that should solve the problem. And I might go a little further down so I've got some adjustability in these nuts here that adjust the bridge height. So that's what we'll go and do next. Okay, I reshaped the bottom part of the bridge and I took some material off where the adjustment knurled knobs are. I took some material off there. Let's see what we get. I have the bridge set slightly high up right now, so I know I've got some adjustment down the way. And let's see what we get now at the 17th. We get 5/64, which is perfect for this type of bass. 5/64, 5/64, but it's 5/64 all the way. Actually, it's a little high here. Just put that down a bit. 5/64. Easy. Forgot what it's like to play a short scale bass. That's really weird. Okay, we're done with that part. Now we need to look at the pickup height, which I know is really high. So I'm going to press down at the 19th here, which is where I usually like to measure it. No, that's good. Actually, that's a little high, that pickup. So let's adjust it down the way. That's perfect. And that's perfect that side. Bridge pickup will need to come. Oh yeah, I need to come way up, which is usual. Okay, that's beautiful. It's a little too high on that side. Touch up in there, touch more, yeah, oh yeah, beautiful. Okay, let's go plug it in and see what we get. Awesome. Just need to play it through the crap bass amp on wireless, actually, with a wireless transmitter receiver arrangement, and we'll see how it sounds through the crap bass amp, and then put it through the desk, and I'll play a couple of tunes, you know, that are kind of familiar, and we'll see. Anyway, here it is. Here's the fellow, all finished, nice and shiny and stuff, and I'm about to mark it up again with my grubby paw prints. Yes. So let's start off. We have everything off. The volume controls, both pickups are up to full, okay? But that's how it sounds acoustically. I shouldn't be slapping a Hofner Ignition. Yeah. Anyway, now I'm going to put the treble on, which is the back pickup, which is this switch here. Not that switch, that switch. I think, anyway. That's treble. No bass, but treble on, right? Switch that off. And this is the front pickup now. And you'll get sort of. That sort of sound, you know. Nice ignition sound there. Put them both on, you get the blend. That off. Volume 1 is this, and then that. So volume 1 is the bridge pickup, volume 2 is the neck pickup. That's the way Hofners are wired, man. And then the rhythm switch means turn the volume down by 30% basically. Listen. Isn't it stupid? It's the craziest crap ever. I tend to keep both volumes up quite a bit. Same. So that's back pickup. Slapping it? Well, let's see. It's very hard to play a short scale bass. I haven't played one in ages. It's out of tune. That's it. Surprised the bridge isn't moving at all. It's a floating bridge and everything's set up for intonation and stuff, and as you saw I sanded a lot of it down, filed it down actually. Keeps the contour of the body, and now I've got adjustability for the strings. String height's fine. hence go out of tune. So it sounds good. Let's play it properly. I'll put it through the desk. Next snippet, we'll see what goes. These things keep cutting out as well. They're okay, but whatever. Anyway, back in a bit. Well, that's it. All done. Another one bites the dust, as John Deacon would say. That's that project finished. You know, I'm gonna list this bass still as used when I sell it, because there's some tiny flaws in it still that you know, if I had sanded the bass down any more before finishing it, I would have severely damaged the veneer of the wood and I wouldn't have got a smooth finish in forever. Remember, it's a hollow body. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this series. It was a lot of fun to me. I did ask some opinions from people, especially a good shout out there to Mark Kildare in Liverpool in the UK, who kind of helped me along with some advice. He's from Liverpool, so he should know what he's talking about. So thanks Mark, thanks very much my friend. And hey, lots more coming up, big projects coming up. So I hope you stay tuned, and as always, stay safe, be good, and I will see you next time. Okay, cheers, bye bye.